watching some more Campfire Stories. Baloney Bob by mikeburnfire. As always, the links to the original video and channel are going to be down in the description below, so go ahead and make sure that you check them out. If this is your first time viewing this channel, a little background on myself. I was a Marine in the United States Marine Corps, serving for 4 years as an 0311 or Infantry Marine, and I was deployed to Kuwait for my first deployment, and then spent my second deployment back in Kuwait, but also spending some time in Syria. Now, Baloney Bob, this was familiar only because I remember people commenting on it about it being a smelly roommate. Now, I've never personally had a smelly roommate. I've had some lazy roommates, quite a few actually. But I knew of two people, individuals. One of them was a boot or a new guy, and the other one was a peer of mine, right? Now, more on those stories if something in here pertains to that, but if not, I'll just tell them at the end. Alright, so before we get into the actual video though, don't forget to like, subscribe, it really does help me a lot. Hit that notification button so you get notified every time I do upload. And without wasting too much more time, it just feels so good to say that again. Let's go ahead, get right into the video.
I have had some pretty bad roommates while I was in the military.
I had some bad ones too, mostly not in the military. Basically, it was one guy. I was with 3 other guys sharing a 2-bedroom condo.
When was this?
This is when you were in Louisiana, I think.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was going to college because I decided
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to go into the military directly out of high school.
Yeah. Should have stuck with that decision.
I was with 3 other guys sharing a living space, and one of them was my...
Actually, before it gets into that, I didn't actually go right after high school either, which I found out a lot of people actually did. For me, it was about, what, 2 years, right? Because I remember turning 21 in SOI. So I was like, yeah, I was 20 when I went in. And I was one of the older guys, right? Even though it was only about like 2 years.
My bunkmate, but he got married, and he left. And the other 2 guys were like, well, we need a 4th person to take his place and pay rent. Otherwise, we have to pay more. And I said, okay, that's fine. Go find somebody. They found somebody. His name was Jeremy.
Is this why you named the Pikmin Jeremy?
Maybe subconsciously. Jeremy was technically going to college like we were. Maybe not getting the best of grades, as he spent most of his time at home not doing homework, but playing World of Warcraft.
Somehow I knew you were going to say World of Warcraft. How did I know that?
Like, legitimately playing World of Warcraft with Cheeto stains on his underpants. I ended up, after a few weeks, leaving. And they're like, you gotta pay rent. It's like, fine, I'll pay rent. I'm gonna live with my mom. You can have my rent money. I don't want to be here.
Oh, no.
He smells bad, and he's always
God.
here. He wasn't a bad guy, but he did not take care of himself.
As far as smelling bad, we had this one dude. He was kind of a big guy, right? Not in a like muscular big, but like, you know, big, right? And this guy had an onion smell to him, man. I don't know what it was. He was one of the new guys, or boot, and then he just had this odor, and his roommate didn't even like him just because of the odor, and he was kind of a slob and a POS, right? Obviously, he got out. Couldn't handle the training. There was a funny story, but it's a bit of a long one, so I'll leave that one for later. Just, it happened during a night movement. So, but yeah.
Oh, man. I had a roommate when I was at Fort Polk. We all called him Baloney Bob.
Okay.
Because he always smelled like old baloney. Baloney Bob was not the smartest man. Not by a long shot.
And here I thought the Army only took the best.
Normally the Army might only take...
I feel like Army, Marine, any other branch, they'll take whatever they can get. So long as you pass the ASVAB, I think it was 35. Most of my Marine buddies got like 40 or 50s. I actually tested pretty high in the high 70s, even though I had been out of school for 2 years, right? So technically I could have gotten any job. But at the time, as I said before, I thought combat engineer and infantry were the only jobs in the whole entire Marine Corps. I thought everything else was taken care of by the other branches, which my recruiter for some reason didn't tell me I could have had any other job.
Take the best, but this was the heady days of post 9/11, when anybody could get in the Army with a smile and a wave, and all you had to do was just tell the recruiter that, yes, me want go Army, me drive truck, and they would immediately sign you up.
We need somebody for this military conflict we're getting entangled with. How long is it going to take? 3 weeks, 3 months, I doubt 3 years.
definitely won't still be going on to this day. So Baloney Bob was an interesting man. He was a vehicle mechanic and knew absolutely nothing about how to fix vehicles. Well, we got moved into new barracks, and when I say new barracks, I mean they were new to me. The barracks had existed since time immemorial.
Yes.
The walls were filled with asbestos. There were mosquitoes spawning in the toilets. There was mold on the walls. But we got new furniture.
Just the way he said it. Dude, the barracks at 29 Palms sucked. Well, one, there was, if you ever walked out onto the balcony, right, if you were on one of the older barracks, right, there's going to be rats coming around, just scattering. And then, what, you see wild dogs out there, or like a coyote or something, right? Or there's just stuff, their furniture that's missing, right? Especially like in the bathroom. The laundry machines only ever worked maybe half the time. They were never fixed by the time I got there and the time I got out. But we had new mattresses. So, those mattresses sucked.
That they had bought from a remaining hotel outlet for incredibly cheap.
Alright.
When we got moved into the new barracks, I was like, I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. I would prefer to have this person or this person because I'm friends with them and I like hanging around with them. And it would be fine if they were my roommate. Well, they moved us into the room and I get Baloney Bob.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, why am I in a room with Baloney Bob? And I talked to the lieutenant that was in charge of organizing where all the soldiers that lived in the barracks lived. And I said, why did you put me in a room with Baloney Bob? And he went, oh, I thought you didn't have any friends. I'm like, so you put me in a room with Baloney Bob?
Yeah.
Baloney Bob and I moved into the same room. And I guess it wasn't as bad as all that because a lot of the time Baloney Bob wasn't there. I don't know where the fuck he went.
Alright.
But he wasn't in the barracks room.
That probably make you happy.
Unfortunately, the room did smell like baloney. I did have to invest very heavily into air fresheners for my side of the room.
During your weekly inspection, did you get in trouble for that?
Monthly inspections, because they didn't really do weekly inspections, they did monthly inspections.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was in the Marine Corps. He was in the Army. And then again, I'm assuming because it was Fort Polk, Haven't heard a lot of great things about it. I believe we called it a cesspool in a different video. But yeah, we had it weekly, Thursdays, especially if you were new. It was a nightmare, Things are happening. But when you become a senior, things kind of chill out, right? And honestly, they literally just walk in. All right, cool. CEO and first sergeant and everybody else, little entourage, walk out.
Oh.
So one day during a monthly inspection, I'm cleaning up the room and making sure everything's good, and I'm cleaning the little common area that we have. It's like a sink and a tiny refrigerator. I look over on Baloney Bob's side of the room, and Baloney Bob isn't there. I don't know where the fuck he is. I guess he just went on walks somewhere because his car is still parked outside, even though he doesn't have a driver's license. Why the fuck does Baloney Bob have a car if he doesn't have a driver's license? Whatever, fine. I'm cleaning the common areas. I look over on his side of the room, and it looks like set dressing for a bad B movie of what a serial killer's room should look like.
This may be why he disappeared, so you'd have to deal with it.
I'm like, I'm not touching anything on his side of the room. I don't want him to start squealing like a pig at me, because if I touch anything on his side of the room, it's gonna be for like hours, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I don't touch anything on his side of the room.
God damn it. That's squeal. I actually had a buddy, we had a connecting bathroom. We had my roommate and his roommate ended up staying with a buddy of mine off base at his house, right? And they were just kind of chilling there where they were going through, they used TA to do, was it HVAC? Right, and they were doing the classes out there. And my friend roommate didn't clean anything on his side of the room. So my friend every day just left it as it is. And we honestly didn't get inspected at all during the time. And when they came back, he never touched it. I mean, his side of the room, clean it his own way. And when I went in there, that room started to reek a little bit, to the point where I kept my bathroom door closed because I didn't want it coming in.
The room, and I'm like, if I get yelled at for it, fine, whatever. I'll just take a dump on Baloney Bob's pillow or something.
Jeez. Give him a soap party.
I think that probably happened to him several times, and it didn't take.
Okay.
It didn't seem to do anything.
Might be the only time soap touched his body.
Oh, we'll get to that. Captain comes into the room. He looks at my side of the room, and he's like, why do you have a... Oh my god, I forgot about this. I just forgot about this until right this second.
Why do you have a 6-foot pillow of a foot?
So he goes through my side of the room, and I got like a bunch of fucking weeb drawings that I've done.
Oh, wait. So he was weeb. So he was into anime, right? Okay. Well, was it? I had these lights when I was in, and I had them up, and I had my webcam and all that, and I had the mic. Back then, I was just trying to do, I think it was just gaming videos, but I also tried to do like a little journey of like fitness and all that. And I had that out, and then one day when they walked in, I made sure to clean all the lights and everything. I say, "What are you two doing in here? Are you filming a porn?" And I don't know. I didn't laugh. My roommate started like doing the thing where he's trying to control his laugh, and he's just going. So as far as someone walking in and just being surprised as to what was in the room at that time, I got told, well, I was asked if I was making a porn. I was like, no gunnery sergeant. And then, because that time, I think it was only Gunny that was going through the rooms. I've had a staff sergeant, when he was going through them, say, hey, nice poster. It wasn't even mine. It was someone else's when I moved into the room. And I think that was about it. No, one time, because I remember it was when I barely got to the fleet. I had done that little 45-degree angle thing with the blankets like you did in boot camp. Just because I thought it looked neat. And not only did he make fun of me for that, when he went in the bathroom, he saw that the toilet paper was like in that little 45-degree, like the little, he called me a boot. But it was funny, in hindsight.
On like hanging up on the wall and shit, and he's like, why the fuck do you have a Lindsay Lohan calendar? And I'm like, shut up, I like it.
She was cute before the surgery. Look at them freckles.
2005, 2006, she was primetime hotness. Like Mean Girls timeline. Ooh, damn. Anyway, what the fuck do you have a Lindsay Lohan character? You're never gonna meet her. And I'm just like, what? Why you crush my dreams, dude? So he goes, and looks at my side of the room. It's fine. Everything's clean. I got everything well organized. I've like made my bed properly, and for some reason. I still had a military wool blanket on my bed. Like everybody else is using like comforters or whatever, and I've just got like a gross, like a wool blanket from 1956 is on my bed, and he's just like, the fuck?
You sleep on that?
I'm like, it's comfortable. I like it. I like how it's itchy. I actually still have, my grandpa gave me the wool blanket that he was issued while he was in the military, and I brought that one with me to Fort Polk, and that was the one I would use.
Nice.
It's great. Anyway, he goes over to Baloney Bob's side of the room. He has a blanket and a pillow, but nothing else that goes on the bed. So there's no bed sheets, there's no pillowcase on it. It's just a blanket and a pillow, and they're all balled up in one corner.
How many other people used that mattress?
I know, right?
Wait, is he in the room though? Is Baloney Bob in that room right now, or is he? I don't know, because he said that he doesn't know where the fuck he is. Well, whatever. I'm leaving it in.
He's like, what is this?
The sheets. He's doing laundry, I think. Yes, that's why.
No, I'm not covering his ass at all. At this point, there's been so many different little tiny things that have happened that I'm just like, I've had it with Baloney Bob. And at this point, if for some reason my superior officer sees something on Baloney Bob's side of the room that will get him kicked out of the military, I ain't gonna say boo to that. What? He just sleeps like that? I don't know, sir. Apparently so. I try to avoid going over there as much as possible. All right, whatever. Open the closet on Baloney Bob's side of the room, and there's a truck bumper in there.
What? The entire...
Jeez. Was it, as far as I knew, if it was lockable, they weren't allowed to go through it unless they let you ahead of time know it was a health and comfort, where they would search through some of your drawers. So at certain times, we even had to keep all our drawers. Was it wall lock? Yeah, I mean, it was essentially a closet that could lock. We had to keep all that locked up, but also make sure everything inside was organized. Because at a certain time, I think they found somebody. I think it was like a machete. Somebody called it like a sword or something. But I'm pretty sure it was a machete, right? And people have found other stuff. People found, was it like boxes of pizzas, which is one of the guys that I mentioned that was a peer of mine. They found like 5 boxes of pizza in the closet, where some people, you would open up the closet and it would just reek. They had like dirty clothes in there, and it festers up in there. Yeah, I mean, if I had a lock on it, you're pretty much good. Unless they said so, then you're screwed.
Truck bumper?
Yeah, bumper and brush guard and everything.
Why?
Baloney Bob doesn't own a truck. He doesn't even have a driver's license. He owns a Sebring. Captain just looks at it and goes, "The fuck is this?" That's a truck bumper, sir. Yeah, I know it's a truck bumper. Why is it in here? I don't know, sir. Did you see him bring it in here? No, I did not, sir.
Why does he have it?
To this day, I don't know why he had a truck bumper. It was just in there. I guess he thought he was going to put it on his car.
It was my grandpa's. I brought it with me.
Honestly, if he had said that, that wouldn't have surprised me. Well, Baloney Bob is still not here.
Where is he?
I don't know. I don't know where he was. He opens the refrigerator, looks in the refrigerator. There is a mason jar filled with ketchup. Why is there a mason jar filled with ketchup? I don't know, sir. It's Baloney Bob's, isn't it? Yes, it is, sir.
I can only assume he took ketchup packets from McDonald's and emptied them into it.
It would have been Burger King, and I'll tell you why. We go into the bathroom.
Also, the Marine Corps, you'll get in trouble for having ice in the freezer part of the fridge.
This is the moment that I've been dreading.
Oh, no.
We go into the bathroom, and sitting on one side of the bathtub is a Burger King cup with a hole in the bottom of it. And it's not a neat hole. It's a hole like he jabbed his finger into it real hard.
Why?
And the captain points at it and says, "Why is that in here?" And I said, "Sir, I have no idea why that's in here. Baloney Bob put it in here when he last used the shower 4 days ago. I don't know why it's in here, and at this point, I will not touch it." I insinuated that basically the only way I would be willing to touch the cup was if I put on full hazmat mop gear and picked it up and put it into a 55-gallon drum and then sealed it and buried it in the Mariana Trench. That would be the only way I'd be willing to touch it.
Your captain looks at you, you look at your captain. "Sir, I'll give you $20 to drink the contents of that cup."
Oh no, it's empty because it's got the hole in the bottom.
Oh, at the very bottom.
At the very bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a hole at the very bottom of it.
Maybe he likes to fill it up with water and then unplug the hole and let the water pour over him. Like a shower.
How did you know that's what he was doing with it?
Wait, what? What?
We get done with the room inspection, and he's like, "Well, your room..."
I'm going to assume he was joking, but I have an idea. You know, how you poke a hole and, like, was it a melon? Heat it up in the microwave. Do inexplicable things to it. It's kind of a bit of a stretch, but that's kind of where I thought he was going with it, at least.
Room's fine. Like, I don't see any problem with it. But I'm completely baffled by what I have seen on Baloney Bob's side of the room. Baloney Bob came back while he was in somebody else's room, so somebody went and got the captain. He could provide no reasonable answer as to why he had a truck bumper in there.
Someone framed me. I don't know who that is.
He provide no reasonable answer.
That's not my trunk bumper. It's a license plate.
Why don't you have sheets? Well, I don't. They're dirty. So wash them. Well, apparently Baloney Bob doesn't know how to use the washer and dryer.
Of course not.
They're like, "This is disgusting. You need to sleep on sheets or something." We get to the cup. Baloney Bob, what the fuck is this? "I don't like to put my head underwater when I take a bath, so I fill the cup up with water and then I let it drain over my head." The fuck don't you just take a shower then? "I don't like to put my head underwater." That was it. That was the excuse.
It's the same thing. Your head's getting underwater regardless. I mean, the fact that he nailed it, though, on the first guess, I mean, mine was way far out there. You know, thinking about it, a Burger King cup probably be kind of painful. And not really provide much of any feeling now that I think about it.
Excuse he gave as to what he was doing exactly what you said with it. He would fill up the tub with water, he would get into the tub, he would fill up the cup with water and then hold it over his head and let the water drain out of it.
Alright.
Why don't you just take the cup and then pour it over your head? Why do you gotta poke a hole in the bottom of it?
Didn't you hear him? He said he didn't like to get his head wet.
So, Baloney Bob.
You'd think they wouldn't allow man-children in the military, but no, there's a plethora.
There are a lot of man-children in the military. I found out at one point that Baloney Bob, when he was younger, he and his friend had found a junkyard, so they had spent 5 or 6 hours in the junkyard just smashing windows of cars.
Okay.
And then afterwards, they found out that it wasn't actually a junkyard, but it was some rich guy's car collection. So his family got sued for several $1 million.
Really?
Yeah, which they couldn't pay.
And he escaped his debtors by joining the military.
Probably. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. Baloney Bob was something else, and I'm glad that I don't have to deal with him anymore, and that I only think of him occasionally. And I look back upon our memories, the time I spent with Baloney Bob while I was in the military, and I laugh, because I don't have to deal with Baloney Bob ever again.
for my 3-month period of active duty military training.
You know what? I feel like he would be annoying to have to deal with. But hearing it from a third-person view, it seems interesting as to how, I guess, his mind works. I mean, unless he actually had something, mind-wise that maybe caused him to do these things. I don't know. Just some of these things obviously don't make sense, and it's not something that I see every day, essentially.
I roomed with 2 guys. One of them was named Ghost. That was his actual last name. And every time I walked past our barracks, he was outside, smoking a cigarette. I'd say, "Hey, Ghost, how you doing?" And he'd look at me with his Dale Gribble eyes and go, "It's good." "It's 2 a.m., Ghost. Why are you out here?"
Why are you out there?
I don't even remember what reason I was out there.
Whatever.
But for whatever reason, I had to go do something at 2 a.m., and I'd come back, and he'd be out there smoking a cigarette. "What are you doing?" "Smoking, duh." And I'd say, "Okay, I'm going to bed. All right, good night." And as I opened the door and poised myself to close it behind me, he'd say, "Hey, wait. Yeah, Ghost? You ever seen a man's balls in a vice?" I'd say, "No, Ghost. Thankfully, I've never seen that." "Yeah. Don't ever join a gang."
Oh my god!
"Good night, Ghost. Sleep well."
Ghost sounded like he had some life experience.
Yes. I don't know if it was his persona or his actual life experiences, but that was one of the men I lived with for 3 months.
One of the guys I was in basic training with.
You know what? Ghost, though, he seems like he was a man of few words, straight to the point. I can respect that in a weird way, Balls in a vice. I mean, I've seen the Pain Olympics a couple years ago.
Who was very boisterous and outspoken and loud and kind of annoying, but whatever. It's fine. He would tell a lot of stories about stuff that he had done before he was in the military. And he was 19 years old. So he would tell a lot of stories about stuff that he did before he was in the military. And he said that he'd been like in a gang or something, and about like all the stuff that he had done and how he had seen people die. And he was like, "Yeah, I've been shot like 5 times and I got stabbed twice." And pretty much everybody, it's just like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Sure, I bet that has happened to you." One day he takes his shirt off and he has so many fucking scars.
Alright.
And he's got like 5 large scars about as big around as my thumb, like 5 of them.
Yikes.
On his chest.
Alright.
And this super fucking long jagged one on his abdomen. And I was like, "What the hell are those from?" He's like, "This is when I got shot 5 times. The fuck?
Yeah. What?
What the hell is that one? And he's like, "That's where I got stabbed." They had to cut him open and remove like 2 feet of his intestines.
Oh, jeez.
Because they were completely screwed, and then sew him back together.
Ah.
Okay.
Huh. Usually it's the other way around. They end up being the complete opposite of what they say, or obviously end up being complete BS. But I guess this guy, talk the talk, walk the walk. Huh. Could only really think of maybe one person that acted like this. He never said he got shot or stabbed. Although I did hear someone say that they had to jump over like some bushes because they were getting shot at. I don't really believe that though. But we had one guy that was kind of like that, I guess, as like loudmouth. But when he got like a little bit of resistance from someone, it was kind of like he would back off, right? I mean, I put some resistance at times as well, and he would pretty much say something, but like be walking away, right? So, but I mean, obviously, this guy telling the truth. That'd be shot 5 times and stabbed twice. Shit.
Yeah, never mind. You're not full of shit. Wonder if he and Ghost were related.
Maybe. Speaking of having more military experience than you let on, in boot camp, there was one person in a neighboring platoon who seemed to pick things up really quickly. He seemed to never be in trouble, which was rare, and he knew the commands. He could dress right, dress on command. He knew how to march. He knew his way around a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like he was made for the military life. And at the end of the 3-month training period, everybody is getting their assignments. You're going to be a private. You're going to be a private. You did exceptionally well, so you're going to be a private first class. You have prior college experience, so you get to be a private first class. And this guy, who's so good at everything, he's going to be Lance Corporal, because there's one person who always gets promoted out of the entire company that gets promoted to Lance Corporal, and it's going to be this guy.
Our guy that got that from ours, this guy was, from what I heard and what I saw, horrible at drill, horrible all terms in fitness. I believe he failed the test. I mean, granted, I failed the test too the first time. Like that long written one in boot camp. This guy just didn't have really much any redeeming qualities. I mean, maybe unless he had some college experience, maybe if that's what it helped him with. But I don't know how this guy got it. And as soon as he got it, I saw him at SOY. Was it? He wasn't. No, he was not infantry. MCT. He was at MCT when I got there at SOY. From what I heard, because some of the people from boot camp that had gone there with me were also there, and they were saying that, hey, this guy apparently hasn't really gotten a big head being a Lance Corporal, and saying that he's not going to take any BS from when he gets to the fleet, which I never know how that turned out. I'm pretty sure if he acted that way, though, it didn't turn out very well for him.
Who has already gone through boot camp once.
Oh, God.
But didn't graduate because of a medical issue.
Oh, that sucks.
He went through boot camp twice.
Oh, God. Oh. That wouldn't have been fun.
Yeah.
All right. Again, let me just put this here in the center. All right, there we go. All right. The guy who did the boot camp twice, I remember seeing on Facebook. I don't know if it was true. It looked true. It looked legit. But apparently there was some guy that was there for his entire enlistment. Or at least the majority of it, right? I couldn't imagine even repeating 1 week. There was a time where it almost happened to me because I was kind of getting sick, but I got better. And then again at SOY, it was kind of like a pink eye thing that was going around. Me and this other dude got it. And then luckily it went away pretty quick for me. Was it somebody, it was during the weekend, somebody had an injury on his ass, and I think he had to change the bandages on it, and then somebody was helping him, right, good buddy of his, and they're changing it, like he's obviously over the rack, right, and his buddy's helping him like clean it real quick, make sure to use like gloves so it doesn't get infected. But all I see as far as me and someone else passing by through the squad bay at SOI was that we just simply turned her to the left, and we saw this because it was a flashlight because it was dark. The lights weren't on, and I remember someone saying that's how you get the pink eye. Oh God, I could not help but laugh. But in any case, obviously with these Campfire Stories, I'm able to get like a lot of what really happened, at least in my own experience, out during the actual video, which I always think was really nice. And just want to say, again, I said in the previous video, thanks for watching, thanks for being patient, and some more reaction videos going to be coming up here pretty soon. I have an SCP one that I'm particularly keen on watching. I have another one on Warhammer, and then another one that's going to be kind of a random one. I don't know, we'll see. As far as how fast I get these videos out, I actually have a buddy that's kind of helping me with that. He's doing it for free too, so props to him. But in any case, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.